So what is high profit podcasting? Good morning, guys. I'm just down at the marina. It's about 5:30 in the morning. It's absolutely sensational down here. I can hear all the birds in the background carrying on. But I did want to just shoot this, and I've got a business meeting to go to, so I want to get this video out to you. So what is high profit podcasting? And when I say podcasting, I just want to be clear on this. It could mean a video podcast like this, an audio podcast that you can hear on the one-on-one connection. And blogs. I even count blogs as a kind of a podcast because really they're educating, giving great information to people. But what is the difference between just a podcast and a high profit podcast? I guess that is the question that people ask me most often. And what I can say is that a high profit podcast, and we're going to go into details how it achieves this, is one that purposely makes money. It purposely is designed to make money, not just once, but repetitively and over a long period of time, even where after you've shot it and even when you're off busy doing other things. So high profit podcasting compared to a normal podcast is just, hey, let's get together and have a chat, all feel good about having to talk to each other. A high profit podcast is specifically designed to purposely make money, and it uses leveraging. Now, how does it do this? Okay, it uses leveraging by understanding the systems that actually generate cash. And it may not be what you think. If I can give you a comparison. Some people work really, really hard for their money, and some people do not work hard for their money. And you're going, so what's happening? And I want to use a Myron Golden. You all know I'm a huge Myron Golden fan. And he said, in one of his talks, he said, look, I'm going to challenge a runner. He said, I'm going to challenge him to a 1 mile run, or 1 kilometer run for all the modern people. And they said, okay, who do you think's going to win? They said, well, the runner's going to win. And Myron said, well, I'm going to actually do 2 miles. And they went, well, he's definitely going to win now. Myron said, yeah, but I'm going to be on a bike. I didn't actually say I was going to run. I'm going to take the bike and I'm going to win. They said, yeah, well, let's give him a bike. Myron said, give him a bike and I'll get a car. Or give him a car, well, I'll just get a plane. And then Myron said, I might even end up getting a jet plane. That's what high profit podcasting is. Don't get stuck. Doing the running, getting on a push bike, that's doing it hard. Getting in a car, getting in a plane, that's doing it easy. And one's easier than the other to travel the distance you want. In other words, how quick do you want to get to that $1 million and multi-million-dollar income? Go from $1 million a year to $1 million a month. That's what it is about. So, high profit podcasting. Goodness me, I think I've got a little bit of cold in my eye. It is 5:30 in the morning, guys. The high profit podcast. Let's give a live example of what I mean by purposely making money, designed to make money long term without you having to do anything. So, okay, so you could set up on a webinar. Okay, so you're going to do a training program on a webinar on a specific set of trainings. And I don't care if it's a 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 day, 5 day, doesn't matter. Your webinar. You're going to run the live webinar. So that's going to take your time. You're going to get people subscribed for whatever it is you want. And we go into this in more detail in our high profit podcasting course. So you set that up and you film it live. And yes, that does take your time. Now you can run that podcast every month. You record it, and all the webinar programs, most of the ones that I know of, record them. And you can just run that every month. And people can subscribe every month when it's going to come on and watch it. But they're not watching a live webinar now, they're watching a pre-recorded. Now, because you did it live, you're going to have all the questions coming up on the side panel, the side panel stuff. So it's going to look live, it's going to have the appearance of live. But instead of now being able to ask questions along the way, you're going to put a button there that says, hey, if you want to learn more about this, click here. This is just one strategy, and people go, oh, how does that work? That can't work. Well, no, it does, and all the big guys do it. Sometimes when you're watching their stuff and you think they're live, they're actually not. It's pre-recorded. And every month they'll run that seminar, they'll run that podcast, video podcast normally, and it can be an audio podcast, and they'll repeat it, and people subscribe every month. So, for instance, there's a classic one out there at the moment, and it is $97, and you subscribe, and you can come on live for $97. Once that is done, it is repeated for the next 2 years, 24 months is the lifespan of it, for $97 a month, and people subscribe, and they aren't even there. And they're getting 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, sometimes 100 people subscribed and watching that one. Now, there are some little things they do on these things that make them really active, and we cover that in detail on the High Profit Podcasting course, or the High Profit Podcasting Challenge that I run. But that gives you a little snapshot. Get off running, get off the bike, and start getting into the car and start getting into the plane, so you make money when you're not even there. That's high profit podcasting compared to just having a podcast. And I'll see you on the next one.